There's 7. Chargers, nothing.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Taylor and the Chargers come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Taylor a handoff to Eckler. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. From the gun, it's Taylor. Hunter Henry brings it in. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First carry now for Joshua Kelly, the former Bruin. Big Derek Brown making the stop.
Derek Brown.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of it. Calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Now a 2nd down and 6. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
I enjoy watching Keenan Allen play. Such passion, such drive, such physicality. 104 receptions last year, 1,199 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's made 3 straight Pro Bowl appearances, in addition to 3 straight seasons, over 1,100 yards receiving. I don't know how you rate him, but defensive players, they rate him awfully high.
From the red zone now, here's Taylor on 1st down. This will be caught at about the 5. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
When Hunter Henry entered the league, people were really looking for him to establish himself as one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Ability to run and catch and make plays in open space. But the biggest obstacle he's had is just staying on the field. Ended up missing all of 2018 due to injury. But he's right. He is one of the better tight ends and better targets in the AFC West.
4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the 1st quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
They'll set up the screen to Davis. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Desmond King back deep. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back, the special team.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And when I looked at it, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
McCaffrey, the ball carrier.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
This one to his tight end out on the right side. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on third. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to fourth down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And this one is right down the middle. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Charger drive about to get going. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
It sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
Taylor's pass.
Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
Open man, it's Allen. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Into the first quarter.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Chargers 7.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Taylor, complete. It's Henry.
Taylor.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
On 3rd down, Taylor. He's got a man open. That's Allen. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
At the 40-yard line.
They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
first and 10. It's Taylor. On the screen, this is Eckler. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Out of the gun, Eckler running it, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
With Melvin Gordon moving on to Denver, Austin Eckler is officially the Chargers' #1 option at the running back position. Gordon spent a lot of time holding out last year. Eckler took full advantage with a breakout season. 92 receptions, 993 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He was in the top 10 in the league in receptions, receiving touchdowns, and all-purpose yards.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Hunter Henry, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead. And that makes it 14-10.
Is good. Makes the score Chargers 14. Panthers 10.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded in the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Reaching the 45-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game the play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Chargers' 47-yard line.
They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
6-yard line.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And a solid run down inside the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. That's going to set them back 5 yards. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. McCaffrey following the penalty. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Desmond King on the tackle. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Bridgewater to throw it. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a 1st down and more. And he'll be out of bounds gain's about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. It would be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air. His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. And the Chargers going to signal for the 1st of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will watch this one land in the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 33. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Take over 1st
and he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are once again going to retake the lead. And that'll make this a 6-point game.
Is good. Makes the score Panthers 20, Chargers 14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
1st and 10.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the gun, Taylor. And this one complete to Reed. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
To Joe Reed.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. To throw again is Taylor. He's going to look downfield for Henry. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. So let's check in with our referee. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. They'll throw on 1st down with Taylor. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the 1st half. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Taylor. Flush to his right, and that's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
3rd and 2, now Taylor. He'll get this to Eckler. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. From the gun, Taylor. And it's caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the 1st half. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Tyrod Taylor in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Chargers are an extra point away from moving out in front. And with that, his guys take the lead here by a point.
The score, Chargers 21, Panthers 20.
4 seconds, all that remain here in this 1st half as the kick gets away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the 2nd half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And that going to hit in the end zone as we restart things here in the 2nd half with a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they get a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. On the delay, it's Kelly. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. This is the third-year man from Northwestern, Justin Jackson. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Taylor now to throw on 3rd down. That's into the hands of Eckler. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 15-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 at a Charger 1st.
The 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Henry with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
Makes the score Chargers 28.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Return. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned. Because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
22, Christian.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
This carry not as productive. He swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
On the play. It's 3rd down and 6.
From the gun, Bridgewater. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively, getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
After the interception, here's Taylor. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Taken in the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Here's McCaffrey. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. That's caught inside the 20. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
The tackle by Derwin.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line.
And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead. Now Bridgewater will lead the troops up to go for 2. And they go with McCaffrey. McCaffrey will try to run it in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this one will not be hit into the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Charger drive about to get going. For them, that's the last go around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, and you start thinking to yourself, what are you going to do? You don't go away from what you did different because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble, the second down. Still 9 remaining on second down. Operating from the gun. He's going to go up the field for a run. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
You got to make this sooner or later. They're going to hit one of those, but the cover has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on third and 9. From the gun, Taylor.
Defense relies on their head movement. In this case, he just steered the receiver down, allowed for excellent coverage. It will knock that one away.
They only put it twice into the one as he gets this one away. Here's Switzer. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, first and 10.
37-yard line.
The Panthers are out there ready to begin their next drive. They start out with McCaffrey looking for opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. A gain of 3, second down.
That's just a pile of bodies there. Now you can't find out who's the toughest guy, right? Who can stand up and make big plays? Only a 3-yard run. Both sides, they have away from that deal. I'm like, okay, I can stand up, but the door gets tough in here.
From the 39, gets it to Simmons. He's going to get it down to the 35-yard line. First down there, pick up a 25.
Now they're realizing his big target. Didn't overthink it. Understands the calculations. Understands that he's going to use his body to keep the defenders away from the ball and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Escaping the pressure running. He'll try to give him a couple on the scramble and second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the DD? They're working against a very mobile quarterback. All day long, they kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Second and 8. First down. This is the tackle. The tackle goes there to Lynn Hall Jones.
Some of the most offensive players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, we just sits there. That's a big game.
So, second and 7. Thomas gets that complete. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. This drive has been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs. Hitting up all 3 of those passes, and the last one's going to go in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here because you've got the ability and have the ability to run it and throw it? Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Panthers on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing to Ridgewater. And able to get him down. He just reached the 5. They're looking to convert third down, and that sets up the 1st and goal.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense. Facing a second and 2 after that last catch for 80 yards. And on the inside of 55 at the 34-yard line.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's 1st down.
Those just good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times the play caller just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
From the 34 now, here's your 1st down. Bridgewater, play to McCaffrey. And that is incomplete.
From the snap, he started to look like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball. A surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. It's going to go down.
got to express my admiration there. Move around. And he does better by protecting himself. He goes and gets the first down. I got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy to touch your quarterback. It's winning time here in the fourth quarter. He needs to make those plays on those two. 17 yards on the catch and thrown it to first down.
This is for your quarterback who can keep it cool back there. Just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So from Panther territory now, first and 10. Strike on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8.
But the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Second and 2. To throw is Taylor. Penalty. That puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. Once more, here's Eckler. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a decent gain on the ground. Call it 6, but it still leaves him with a ways to go on 4th and goal. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages.
A 23-yard attempt.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game.
Let's go!
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Badgley's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offense.
Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And they have the football that will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week in practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
At the 31-yard line.
Second and 9. It's Eckler again. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Now it's Taylor. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
A touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
Ryan Switzer on the return. The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now throwing on first down and completing it. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. We are inside of 1 minute, only one timeout left, so they've got to move quickly.
Get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure they're set. No penalties in this situation, but you're exactly right. Conserve that timeout for when they really need it.
They'll come up now on second and a yard. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore in the final minute. And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the fourth. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. And this is caught, and it's a three-point game. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will not be fielded. It's a touchback and comes out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds. Game.
And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And this will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the Chargers' 39-yard line.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Panthers, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Chargers,